Alrighty. So we're gonna start recording there. All right, guys. Thank you for joining tonight. You know what? We're all doTERRA members, which is awesome. We see the value in everything. We get to use our products daily, which is great. And I think that this will be a good way of showing people the additional benefits of some products that we don't always talk about at classes or don't go into a lot of in-depth information about, which I think will be very beneficial. So tonight we're going to do LLV, so lifelong vitality, as well as the PB Assist and Terrazyme. So Kate's going to hop on after with those two, and I'm going to take on LLV. So if those of you that don't know, lifelong vitality is doTERRA's #1 selling product, which is kind of crazy because them being an essential oil company and the supplements actually being their #1 product. What's so awesome about it is they actually have a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. As we know, the oils act super quick. We can tell the benefits right away. Supplements take a little bit longer to get into your system to really notice, so they allow that 30 days to be able to send it back for a full money-back guarantee if you're not noticing anything different. I myself personally have been taking the lifelong vitality for quite some time. I will admit I get off track the odd time, you know, on holidays and things that way. I have found though that my energy is much higher. My digestion seems to be, you know, very regular, steady. My sleep patterns are better as well too. I can, you know, have the energy throughout the day, but then have a good deep sleep and start that cycle all over again. And I notice myself the most that if I do get off them for a couple days, that energy starts to kind of peter down. And that's when I clue in, okay, I haven't been taking my supplements. And that actually just goes to reiterate what they're doing for me. So what I love about what doTERRA has done with them is there's a great little diagram here, just that I've got, I don't know if you guys can see. So through this center part here. So what's awesome that doTERRA has done is they've created what is the optimal level. So we've got our typical, we can go into a drugstore, we can get our supplements there, our multivitamin, you know, that we're always told, take a multivitamin. Then there's the extreme of like, you know, the hardcore supplements that just have a boost of everything. So ultimately our body always wants to be in the middle. We're constantly trying to go back to homeostasis, and that's good. Like, that's a great thing about our body. We always want to be healthy. We are always trying to get back to that. So either way, if we've got something too low or something too high, our body has to work harder to try to get to that middle ground. So what doTERRA has done is they've actually created the optimum amounts of all the multivitamins, the omegas, all the vitamins and minerals that we need at an optimal state. So our body doesn't have to work too hard to regulate it, but we're getting everything that we technically need. So I love that about them. You know, more is not always better, basically, in it. Another thing I just wanted to show with this is our wellness pyramid. So we've all, you know, we've seen this quite often. The foundation is our eating right. And that's what we're going to address a lot with tonight is figuring out a way to get that better. That's our biggest part. That is our base. Without a good, healthy foundation, we just can't work at an optimal state. And so that's where the lifelong vitality comes in, is to help us out, because we know our days are busy. It's easier to go through a drive-thru and pick up food, or something that we can toss in the oven, or something quick, as opposed to, you know, always eating very whole and raw and healthy. It's our days just don't really work for that. So that's where supplementing is very important. There was a study that I looked up, and it said that 95% of adults don't meet the required allowances for vitamin D and E, and approximately 50% of adults are also deficient in magnesium, vitamin A, calcium, and vitamin C, which all of those are crucial, so important for so many body systems and functions, and even just overall well-being and happiness. So, you know, when you start to dive into it a little bit more, you realize why there's so many unhealthy people and so many, you know, people going through depression and anxiety, and, you know, knowing that there's things that we can do is great. So let me just see here. So overall benefits of LLV. So I just made a list here to make sure I didn't forget anything. So general wellness and vitality, antioxidant and DNA protection, energy metabolism, bone health, immune function, stress management, cardiovascular health, healthy hair, skin, and nails, eye, brain, and nervous system health, liver function and digestive health, lung and respiratory health. They're gentle on the stomach, which is a bonus, and do not contain any genetically modified material, and it completely dairy-free. So just some little tips there. But together the supplements, will provide for the maximum nutrition that we need for our energy, focus, relief from any discomfort, and overall well-being. So let's dive into them specifically. And so we've got first our Microplex VMZ. Sorry, the light's kind of bad here. So this is basically our multivitamin. So it's built up of it talks about the essential nutrients, which essential just means basically that our body can't create enough of what's necessary. They're essential for our functioning, but we just can't create. So that's where it's got to come from our outside source. And like we talked about, it's hard to get in everything that we need. So let me see here. Where do I go with this now? So basically, it's a balanced blend of our vitamins, including antioxidants, our A, C, and E, an energy complex of B vitamins, and natural vitamin D. There are, just want to double check, I'm saying the right numbers here. There's 22 essential vitamins and minerals in it, and in whole food form, which is really cool. So they also contain, with the whole foods, there's a boost of kale, dandelion, broccoli, cabbage, and spinach, which is on the list of a lot of people's don't want to eat. So you're getting some of those good nutrients, and that's the whole idea, is getting the balance of it. A lot of people get stuck with eating their favorites, but you're not actually getting the variety that you need. So this is going to give you that variety from it. So that, as the multivitamin, as the foundation there, in combination with our omegas. So then again, my notes here. So, okay, with the omegas, you guys can see the EO mega. So ultra pure essential fatty acids and other fat soluble nutrients to help support heart and circulatory health, brain health, joint and muscle health, and immune support. As a massage therapist, I love omegas just for the fact the joints and muscles. You see a big difference in those that take or supplement, or at least are really, really good at getting their essential fatty acids through their food, with their joint and muscle health too. So as this lovely aging process comes in, those things kind of creep in too. So when we can start, the sooner the better we can start with our joint and muscle health and getting the proper essential fatty acids, the better off we're going to be down the road too. So it includes both marine and land sourced essential fatty acids, and is encapsulated in a vegetarian capsule, which is a bonus. So in these, it also includes some of our essential oils, some of the certified pure therapeutic grade oils. So those oils that are in here too, they go to help function as antioxidants, support a healthy oxidative stress response, and other benefits too. The EOs that are in here are ginger, caraway, and German chamomile, clove, frankincense, thyme, cumin, wild orange, and peppermint. And there's a base of, you'll notice a similarity of caraway, ginger, and peppermint in all of the supplements. And that really goes to help, as we know, like those are digestive oils to help in our processing of it. So that's why it's actually in all of them, to help it easier on our digestive system to be able to absorb these nutrients as well. There is also in the omegas a completely vegan formula. So if anybody is vegan and wants to stay away even from those marine oils, then it's actually through a plant and an algae base that they have to supplement, but you're still getting all the great nutrients as well. No worries, Kristen, I'm glad you're here. Let me just check if there was anything else on those ones. I think that's it. Okay. So the third one being our alpha CRS, and this one tends to be a little more complex, if you want to say, and different than what a lot of people are used to. You don't really hear so much about this. This starts tackling even deeper on a cellular level. So the cellular vitality complex contains powerful polyphenols that protects cells from free radicals that can damage cellular DNA, mitochondria, and other critical cell structure. And I'll go into a little bit more detail. Just want to define a few of those things for you, which it'll make sense as we're reading through as well. So polyphenols are a class of antioxidant molecules that provide numerous longevity health benefits, including powerful antioxidant protection against free radical damage to cellular DNA, mitochondria, and other critical cell structure. So we hear that a lot, you know, our foods that are full of antioxidants, that's our polyphenol. That's the key to it. So those of you that aren't aware with free radicals, they are the scientific part, and I won't get too crazy with it, but they are unstable molecules that can start a damaging chain reaction of cellular oxidation, contributing to unhealthy aging. They can also be a byproduct of our breathing, of our food digestion, our food metabolism, smoking, sun damage, radiation, all kind of those bad things that you hear that are bad for us. Those are free radicals. So they just go rampant in our body, and basically they can do a lot of damage to our cells. That's causing the aging. That causes a lot of the chronic conditions and a lot of really unfortunate problems that people face trying to stay compliant with this. But basically the C word, as we're talking, is a lot of what happens with this. So we'll get into a little bit more specifics with that. So when we talk about DNA, just so you guys know, they're nucleic acids that contain genetic instructions for cell proliferation, specialized function, and lifespan. It is the DNA that instructs for life and stored and passed to new cells that make up tissues, organs, and systems. Disruption of normal DNA function can result in suboptimal health. That was quite scientific, sorry. All right, so getting in with the alpha CRS, there's basically two key functions that it does. So overall, we know free radicals are not good. Free radicals cause the oxidative stress. So the alpha CRS, that's one of the functions, is that it reduces this oxidative stress. So basically, there's a great little, I'm going to post afterwards a link that all this information is in that I got this from, and there's a really good cycle that kind of shows the body of how it reacts to this stress. But basically, when cells are under stress, especially oxidative stress, they respond defensively to reduce the stressor. We know that that's our body's constant way of trying to like get back to normalcy, our fight or flight. Like if something's wrong, we have a certain key actions that happen to try to save us, basically. It is normal and it is great in certain conditions, but with the free radicals that get in there, it basically makes this go rampant, and it's a constant battle, constant cycle is what it is. So it can trigger defensive response that, when left unchecked, can lead to chronic state of defensive readiness. So always kind of on the ball, ready for something to be wrong. So it's never really at homeostasis. It's never really happy. It's not content, and can therefore have long-term health consequences. So let me see. The second thing, so that's basically targeting, being our big free radical target, to avoid, to grab onto them and to get them out of the body and to make sure that they're not going to tackle our cells, basically in a nutshell. The other thing is to increase our energy. And who here does not want a little bit more energy in their life? Well, I do, sorry. I was like, honestly, I think too, noticing, like, again, our aging process, this is all normal, but you start to see, and there's actually a scientific reason for that, but the energy in our cells are actually through the mitochondria. And the mitochondria produce this energy for us. And over time, just with age alone, the numbers decrease as well as their ability to create the energy. So we need to up that. We need to help that. You know, we need to get back and basically let our cells think that we're, 15 again, and just young and fresh and ready to go and full of energy. So let me see. So yes, mitochondria in our cells and produce energy through, and they do this by the combination of food and oxygen. So, and another thing. So when these mitochondria are in the trauma state, like again with these free radicals, they actually, with their actions, what they're trying to produce is actually creating more free radicals. So it's actually doing the opposite effect of what we're hoping it's going to do. So the stress makes them produce more as they're trying to rampantly like fix all this problem. So as we age, like we said, the number of mitochondria go down, their output of energy decreases as well, and overall we just have less vitality and energy. So basically we need to increase our foods, rich in the polyphenols, protect our mitochondria for the energy and cell structures from the free radicals, as well as increased consumption of nutrient cofactors of energy producing for the mitochondria. So we want to protect ourselves, we want to protect the mitochondria, as well as provide it with more of the little factors it needs to create the energy and the ATP that it does to make all our body systems work better. And that is our alpha CRX. So it's, as much as it is complex, and that's why I wanted to read a lot of things just to make sure I kind of got that straight. It's everything we need in a nutshell to have our body working optimally is what it is. I don't want to say, yeah, we're fooling our body, but we basically, we want it to act as if it's young, the cells, the DNA, everything, our regeneration of cells, everything is just acting as good as it possibly can. Again, there's so many things in our outside world that we can't affect, that it's great to have these supplements, I think, to be able to be proactive on helping what we can to live a healthier and happier life, because honestly, who doesn't want that? So I hope that was helpful. Like I said, I'm going to post up afterwards the little booklet that's on all of this. You can get it right off the internet too. It's just a PDF, but it explains in more detail, as well as gives some good other testimonials as well. And lots of information on it, but something that is, I know has been a big factor in the way I've been, feeling, especially again, lately, just everything going through that we have, life changes and whatnot. I've really found that has been a bonus. And I know there's other people on here that as well are using and have definitely seen the pros from it as well. So I hope that's helpful. And I'll pass it on over to Kate. So Kate's going to talk more about the probiotics as well as the Terrazyme or digestive enzymes. And then we'll, see if anybody has any questions and go from there. All yours, Kate.
Awesome. Thanks, Jess. I appreciate you asking me to share on this topic. Obviously, this is something I'm passionate about because mainly because digestion and gut health was something that I had some issues of my own about, and it was something that helped me got introduced with the oils. I don't have any lovely bottles to display or show you currently what they look like. I'm out of stock. Being a user, I do go through them and haven't been able to, I'm putting them into my next LRP order. So if you need an image, I'm sure pull one up later.
I'm just going to start calling you Vanna White.
Yeah. Ta-da, ta-da. So imagine in my hand, we'll be talking about Terrazyme and PB Assist. We'll get to those. But for those of you who know me, those of you don't, my name is Kate Marriott, and I'm going to share these two awesome products with you. For me, they were kind of game changers when I started introducing them into my daily routine when needed. And I've seen a lot of great success with a lot of the things that we talk about with gut health. So things like indigestion, upset stomach, bloating, nausea, all that kind of stuff, which is not fun to deal with. And when you can do something about it, why not, right? So I don't know if any of you already are taking this product, or it's something you're maybe looking to try next. I would highly recommend it, and I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Terrazyme. And Terrazyme is a digestive enzyme complex with through doTERRA's like wellness supplements. If that's where you were to search when you're going into your back office, if you were to go to order. So Jess is talking about a lot of the food that we eat and the nutrients that we're getting. And I mean, a lot of us are probably striving to have more healthy, active lifestyle, kind of following that 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you're trying to eat healthy, clean foods, not a lot of processed or packaged stuff. And then there's that also 20% where we do like to indulge. We're only human. Maybe you just had a birthday, or there's things that come up where you want to say yes to that, those goodies, and it can be very hard to avoid. So this is kind of one of those little missing puzzle pieces into the whole picture of health. And basically what this product does is it helps your body produce those enzymes that are super important in helping your body take the nutrients that it gets from food, break it down, and help eliminate any of that waste from the body. So if you're, maybe someone who's striving to eat a healthier kind of array of, fruits or vegetables or raw food, you know, when you're leaning towards more of the processed, packaged, overcooked kind of foods, I would say, you know, that's where those foods are often very deficient in those enzymes. So when you're taking these supplements, you're kind of giving your body that extra boost that it needs to help convert all those nutrients into energy. As Jess was saying, you know, we all want that that energizing bunny feeling to be able to go throughout our day. We live busy lifestyles. So yeah, I find these enzymes play a huge role in, you know, simple things, just sitting here, breathing, thinking. We're using that energy. It helps to do with growing, reproducing, the cell turnover, and it even supports our hormonal regulation. All very important for, you know, a daily lifestyle, you know, when you're living that healthy, active lifestyle. Jess also mentioned there are a couple of oils that are very commonly seen throughout these products. I'll re-mention them again. There's peppermint, ginger, and caraway in this product. It is also vegan and vegetarian friendly, so it does not have any of the animal products in there, which can be important for a lot of people taking the supplement. As well, in terms of direction for use, it's suggested that you take this one with food, with a meal throughout the day, whether that's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and, you know, daily or as needed, whenever you're kind of feeling. Maybe you've indulged a little too much over the Christmas holidays, Thanksgiving, birthdays, that kind of thing. It might be a time that you want to reach for that Terrazyme. So that's the first one in the digestive line. And then the next one I'm going to talk about as well is the PB Assist. Ta-da! And PB Assist is also the probiotic defense formula through doTERRA, and it supports healthy digestive functions and immunities. So your GI tract is about 25 feet long. If you were to like uncover it, it would take up the size of like a tennis court. It's massive. When you think of all that you got going on in there with your intestines, your gut, there's a lot of action happening there, even down to like little minute actions with your microvilli and all those things that are helping absorb those nutrients. So it's pretty important that we support them do their job. So then in turn, we can, you know, have what Jess was saying, healthy skin, hair, nails, all that good stuff. So your GI tract is responsible for breaking down and absorbing those nutrients from food and things that we are ingesting, and turning those into energy, essentially. So it helps you maintain a healthy intestinal microflora, and getting that kind of balance, as Jess was saying, that equilibrium, to help produce that healthy bacteria that's going to grow, that's going to help also suppress some of the negative unhealthy bacteria growth as well. And it's cool. It's in a double capsulated pill form. It has both prebiotic and a probiotic. It's kind of cool. It kind of looks green in color. I've actually had people ask me if it's like a dye or what's inside, and it's actually just chlorophyll, which is the byproduct of a plant. So again, it's vegetarian and vegan friendly, no GMO substances with that capsule either. And in terms of recommended dose, and this is how I did it as well, they recommend that you take it 3 times daily. So whether that's a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, for 10 days straight. And it's just to promote kind of like that restate, like a refresh, a restart of that healthy bacterial growth. And they often pair it, we're not talking about it tonight, but the GX Assist is one that often goes paired with that one as well. Because I think there's 30 capsules in a bottle. So it's about a 10-day dosage. And then, you know, maybe something if you're going to travel, you're leaving the country, or you're going somewhere where you're not familiar with the foods, or maybe you already get a lot of indigestion or upset when you're not familiar in your own home, cooking your own food that you eat, that would be a good time to be using this as well. So yeah, like I said, for me, it was a big game changer. I have been using this product maybe for about a year now. I started with the Lifelong Vitality that Jess was mentioning, and from there, I wanted to learn more about the probiotics. Has been something that, you know, you hear about all the time, constantly. It's one of those things that people are starting to realize just how important it is. And so yeah, hopefully I covered everything. If you have any questions, comment in the little chat section, and hopefully I can answer those for you. Otherwise, yeah.
Awesome, Kate. No, that was great. And actually, you talking about the usage, I totally realized that I didn't share with the Lifelong Vitality that too, which was perfect. So with, I'll just add that in too. So with the supplements, the ideal dosage is 4 of each per day. A lot of people will break it up with 2 at a time, morning and their afternoon meals. You do want to take them with food. Anybody who does have a really sensitive stomach, it's good to start with half the dose just to let your body kind of get used to it too. Another awesome thing that the doTERRA does is they allow that once you get the Lifelong Vitality pack, you can actually get at a discounted price the other supplements as well too that Kate talked about. So it's a great combination. Again, they do what they can to try to help to make things as cost effective as possible. And so all of those are available through that too. So what I'm going to do is, does anybody have any questions before I stop recording, or are we good there? Yeah? Okay. So I want to thank you guys. I'm just going to stop recording, and then we will stay on for a couple more minutes we have here. But I'm going to post this up in our group, and feel free to share it in your oil communities and with anybody that is interested in learning more as well about any of the supplements.